Hey, what's up, guys?
What's good? This is Michael.
And this is Chloe. Welcome to our podcast.
We're here to help you find your passions, discover more of who you are, and build an authentic community for us millennials and youngins.
So come chill out with us and let's keep it
110. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 8 of the 110 podcast.
Hey, guys.
Chloe, tell us about your week, man. What's been a high and what's been a low?
Ooh. I went away over the weekend to... I forgot where the place was called. I went with the Black Tribe leaders at Wildlife and it was really cool. Like, I don't really know all the people heaps well.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
What did you guys get up to?
Oh, we just hung out, went to the beach, did karaoke, had a lot of good food, good chats. But on top of that, like, I got back and I just had a massive day of working, and I got home. One of my best mates, Steph, just hops out of the car, and she lives an hour away from me. She just rocked up.
Literally an hour.
Yeah, literally an hour. And just seeing her face, like, just right after a really long day was just the best feeling ever.
That's good, man.
So that was a massive high.
Sounds like a good one.
It was a good one. She's a good egg, that one. Stephanie Joni.
Egg?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what about a low light?
A low for me this week has just been having really hard conversations.
Damn.
And I think hard conversations are really important and really good, especially if done respectfully. And yeah, like, hard conversations are never easy, which is why we call them hard conversations. Genius.
True.
But yeah, without going into too much detail, like, that was my low.
I see. Okay, cool. Well, a high for me. I got to spend a lot of good time with my friends, the gang. And 2 of them are getting married.
Jeez.
So we were just chilling, celebrating. We made a toast.
You did?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good time. It was a good weekend. We drank a bit.
Yeah.
A lot. But yeah, it's always good to see them. So that's kind of the highlight of this week. Something that's not so good is our Ma's in Korea, right?
Yes.
And while she was gone, I was using her car. I was on the way to see my friends, and then the car would not start.
No. As in you were on the road?
No. So I was about to leave from my place to their place, but then the car wouldn't start. So I started panicking. I'm like, yo, I can't make it. Luckily, one of my friends came to pick my ass up, but technical difficulties with cars is never a good thing.
No, it's not.
So how about we get on to our quote of the day, which is by Denzel Washington.
What's the quote, Michael?
So I think he gave this quote during an acceptance speech for an award, like an acting award. And the quote goes like this. It's, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship."
Cheer, bro. Cheer. Wait, let's say that quote again, just because it's a profound quote that left me bedazzled.
I agree.
What's the quote, bro?
The quote is, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship."
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I reckon this quote, for me, it's just like a slap on the head, because what do you guys reckon? I think in our society, we crazy. Like, we chase after what is easy or comfortable. Like, we'd pay extra to make things easier. To be honest, like, Uber Eats, I've never done it, but I know everyone loves it. You guys love it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Michael loves it.
I love it.
Like, you pay extra money to get food delivered to your doorstep, which is amazing. But, like, just in a nutshell, you know, like, ease is something that we often want because it's comfortable. It's convenient.
It is.
Ease is easy.
True. It is. So why do you think ease is such a big threat to progressing in something or growing as a person?
I think even just the phrase ease is a threat, it just completely slaps our society upside down.
For sure.
It just doesn't make sense in our world.
I agree.
How can ease be a threat to progress?
Yeah. What do you think?
But why don't we start with defining ease? What's ease?
My definition of ease, or how I would define ease, I think it's relevant to the effort you need to put in. So the lower effort, the easier, right? Which is why, like, different athletes scale differently to, like, normal people, because they can put in minimal effort and outperform a normal person, and a normal person is putting in maximum effort but not even close to the athlete. So I think ease is all in relation to circumstance and effort.
Yeah.
I guess that's not really a definition, but it's almost like a way that I kind of monitor ease,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, eh?
Yeah. And what about for you?
Comfort zones.
Comfort zones.
How dare thou? How
Okay,
dare?
what do you mean? Elaborate, dude.
When I think of ease, I think of comfort zones. And even like, say we go back to the athlete example.
Yes.
What's that fast guy? You know, the fast one?
Usain?
Usain.
Fast.
The fast one. So
Yeah.
obviously, like Usain, if I versed him in a race, I'd freaking try so hard and he'd go easy
Yeah.
and he'd beat me by far. But he didn't get like that overnight.
True.
Like, I'm guessing, I don't even know the guy. I don't even know anything about running, but he's probably put in hours and hours of blood, sweat, and tears and hard work to train and get there.
Yes.
But like for me, I love my donuts.
True.
I love my couch.
I love the couch.
I love my movies.
True.
And it's like, yeah, like I see, obviously, like I'm not a fantastic runner like you say, and I don't think I ever will be.
I don't think anyone ever will be, for the record.
Well,
but
that's true. This is just an extreme example.
yeah,
You know, donuts are easy.
they are.
Movies are easy.
Oh, they're so easy.
The couch is easy. Staying home is easy.
True.
Training like that fast guy, the fast one,
Yeah,
that's not easy.
that's true, man.
I think as humans, we were wired and made to grow.
Designed. Yeah.
We were designed to grow. We were designed to grow physically,
Uh-huh.
like from an infant, from a tiny little fetus to like an adult. Like the growth journey physically, just in terms of even our brain functioning and plus our body and everything, like human beings were made to grow.
Damn.
And like the thing is, you know, when we were little, like we used to have like growing pains in our knees and stuff. And no, okay.
No,
Well, I
but-
had a lot of growing pains in my knees.
Right.
Even if you think of a woman giving birth to a kid, it's freaking pain that no one would ever voluntarily put their hand up to go through that pain for no reason. But it's like the human body was wired
True.
to grow and experience pain in the process.
Yes. So you're just saying that humans it's kind of almost inevitably part of our life because of how we were designed as beings.
Yeah, like growth is innate within us.
Yeah.
And I think even just experiencing pain and going through hardship is just such a huge part of being human.
Yeah.
Just a normal part of being human is experiencing pain, hard emotions.
Right? So why do you think ease is such a threat to progress? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you were just talking about knees. Or how can ease pose a threat to our progress?
I think growth, if not always, often requires us to endure through pain
Mm-hmm.
or hardship.
Yeah.
Not always, but a lot of the time.
It's like part of the package sort
It's
of thing.
part of the package. That's it.
Yeah. And so?
And as humans, like we were saying before, like I think that we were made to do hard things. I think
Yeah.
we were made to embrace pain and grow through it.
Uh-huh.
But I think in those moments where we choose comfort instead of embracing the pain,
Yeah.
it's like whether we know it or not, we're trading in progress for like complacency. I don't know if you can ever just be stagnant. I reckon it's either you're growing
Yeah.
or you're digressing.
So this is what I want to talk about, the byproduct of ease. And the byproduct of ease is the reason why it could be such a detriment to our progress. When stuff is too easy and you're chilling and it's comfortable and you get complacent, and these are all kind of how we react to ease, right?
Yeah.
But it often leaves you narrow-minded because you start forming a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
As in you start thinking that you deserve a lot of things.
Yeah, and there's also another thing of like becoming almost accustomed to it. In order to progress and there's a roadblock or a barrier that we need to overcome, it's like that much easier to get demotivated because of the fact that you've just been chilling the whole time, you know, and then you're entitled to ease, you know, because you start getting narrow-minded, you start getting complacent, you start getting comfortable, and then that's the easy part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think feeling a sense of ease is what kind of leads us to becoming lazy,
Yeah.
you know, losing drive,
Yeah.
trying to avoid hard work.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's really bad, because you need to be driven and you need to work hard in order to progress,
Yeah.
right? I think that's why ease is such a big threat to
Yeah.
progress.
I love it. That's really cool.
Uh-huh.
I think there was a word that you said that triggered something in me.
Okay.
The
Which
word was avoid.
Damn.
And I think it's really cool that you're coming from a work ethic kind of point of view. And I think maybe just with my natural outlook of the world, I kind of think of like interpersonal, like
lifestyle stuff.
Maybe not so much lifestyle, but like
Day-to-day life.
like relational stuff.
Right.
Being human, we are all in a weird way. Like, yes, there are great things about every single person. Yes. Absolutely amazing things about every single person. But, you know, we live in a broken world, so we are broken people. AKA, we all got a little bit of dysfunction in each and every one of us.
Yeah, for sure.
And some people have more broken or hard pasts than others. Like, there are some people who have gone through really hard things in life and have walked through it in a way that has brought them out the other end, able to better love and lead and understand people, empathize, and to give back because they've gone through the pain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there are other people who have experienced equal, less, or more hardship who choose the seemingly easy way of avoiding the pain by numbing it with substances or by numbing it with the gym. Like, some of these things that people can use to avoid pain can be seemingly like good things, like whether it's food or exercise, but some things are not good things, like drugs, alcohol. And I think it's kind of, in a weird sense, it feels like it'd be easier. Like, the easy way is to numb pain instantly because it takes a lot more effort and intentionality and grit to actually
address it,
to be willing to feel the pain, embrace it for what it is, talk with the people you got to talk with. I think dealing with our past, dealing with things that we've done or that have been done to us can be really, it's not easy. Like, it can be really difficult to walk through it.
True. Yeah.
And I don't think we were ever designed to walk through it alone, ever.
For sure. So how do we as humans get through hardship?
So are you asking, like, how can we actually grow?
Yeah. So how do we, exactly, right?
Through hardship. Because hardship itself does not lead to growth. Like we said before, one person can walk through hardship and become a leader.
Yes.
Whereas another person can walk through hardship and become...
They could just be salty, you know?
Bitter.
Yeah. And it's like, I've been through so much hard stuff.
Yeah.
That, like, you know, you see people getting it a bit easy. And instead of wanting to lead them and guide them like our other figure that we're talking about, they're just like salty. And I think that's how they could almost become a vegetable, not just physically, but because of like they're kind of holding on to that stuff. Yeah,
that's a really good point.
But you're right. So like it does depend on how the person lives it out, right? I think that, I mean, this is not easy for anyone, but I think how we can grow through hardship, obviously there's the route of overcoming and reflecting, but while we're in it, and this is something that is really actually hard for me to spit it out of my mouth, because I'm having trouble with this right now, but it's gratitude.
Wow.
I think gratitude is the answer to a lot of bad situations.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's a mindset / discipline thing.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you gotta force it out of yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just think about it and I'd be like, yeah, nah, screw it. I'm not being grateful today.
Yeah,
you know, just based on situation and circumstance, you know. And it's like I said, it's something I'm working through too. But I think that, you know, when we're faced with a hard situation, or a problem in our lives and we're working through it, I think we truly grow from just being grateful for everything we can be.
That's great.
As hard as it is, that is also a hardship, actually, to actually be grateful in a hard situation.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of, because that's what combats the entitlement that we get from ease.
Yeah.
And I think that's just one thing that I had in mind. And what about you?
I think what you said was fantastic. I think gratitude is the key to so many things.
I agree, dude.
It changes our whole perspective. Like, nothing on the outside could change, but everything changes at the same time because the way you see the world is different.
Damn, that's actually deep.
Yeah. So the question was, how can we walk through hardship in a way that leads to progress?
Yes.
One of my leaders who I really respect taught me that the degree to which we're willing to embrace pain will either limit or stretch our ability to love and lead people.
Damn.
The degree to which we're willing to embrace pain can either allow us to lead and love people at an incredible level or limit our capacity.
Yikes.
It's like, how can we walk through hardship in a way that leads to progress? I reckon we think about the generations.
Damn.
You know, like I think, you know, in this world, especially, like I'm not American, but I don't even know what the American dream is, to be honest. But everyone's like, yeah, the American dream. And it's like, yeah, destiny's cool. Like if you want to live the American dream, that's awesome. Like really, like it is awesome. But I think our own glory, it's too small a thing to live for, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're here one day, in the blink of an eye, we're going to freaking be like 80 and then we're gone.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm getting at is just thinking about the generations. In other words, thinking about leaving a legacy rather than just getting to our destiny.
Damn.
When we realize that we're in it for something greater than ourselves, when we endure pain,
Mm-hmm.
there's a purpose much bigger than just me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
But hey, like, I think for me as a Christian, like, I actually believe that God uses all things for the good of those who love him. Like, he literally can use the most stupid or painful or hard situations for good.
Mm.
And so in a sense, like, I really believe that nothing is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't always believe that. I forget that sometimes when I'm going through hard times. I think something that I have come to believe is that the things that I've experienced in the past that have been really hard, some things I've actually walked through in a way that I'm actually proud of myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I've walked through hardships in a way where I'm left with lots of regret and shame. And I'm still working through that because I don't think anyone's supposed to dwell in shame for long because it kills you.
Yeah.
But I actually trust and I believe and I pray and I hope that the things that I've walked through in the past that have been really hard and painful, and even my stupid mistakes that I'm ashamed of, like I believe and I hope that God will actually allow me to use those things and that he would use those things to help me understand and empathize with and love and lead people around me better and wiser, with more patience, with more compassion. And hopefully be able to pass those things on so that they could pass it on, and so that the people that they pass it on to can pass it on. And we're going back to the picture of legacy.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, how about we take this topic and kind of go more, a bit more personal.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our one thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
what's one time you've grown through hardship, you know, in recent years?
How about you start us off? Because I've been doing a lot of talking.
True.
What is one thing, Michael, that you have grown in over the past 5 years?
And specifically from hardship, or just grown in a general sense?
Yeah, I think grown in a general sense is cool, but if there is a hardship, that would also be really cool as well.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. So I'm a really like emotion driven person. So a lot of my decisions will be based on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Which is actually, it's cool that I can express myself, but it can also be really rash and it could be dangerous at times. And that actually can lead to a lot of regret because of lack of evaluation of the situation, I think.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I have grown in is my decision making skills, which isn't, well, today it isn't solely based on how I'm feeling. How I'm feeling is always still part of my thought process when I'm making a big decision. But even though my heart is burning with, you know, fury or passion for something, I'm always kind of level-headed up here.
Nice.
Even though down here it's going crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I've took on board this new job that I got.
Yeah.
Is because I was very, very, very hesitant because I didn't have enough faith in myself because of actual like physiological barriers.
Yeah.
Not so much the skill set.
Yeah.
My biggest concern was actually not being able to show up in the morning because I've been having chronic trouble with sleep.
Yeah.
And so I took that into account, and that was one of the biggest considerations for me taking on this job. Not even like how much I'm getting paid or the workload.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that first of all, I was only able to evaluate it like that because I knew my weakness and I knew how big that was in this whole process.
Yeah.
And I think that as a person, I've become someone who makes my decisions without neglecting my own emotions and the way I feel, because that's very, very important too.
Yes.
But also by having a much more objective standpoint on a situation than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I can totally testify to that, just knowing Michael 5 years ago. Michael was 18 5 years ago, guys.
Yikes.
And 18-year-old Michael, to be honest, Michael, you were pretty angry. Like, you're a really
hell
angry
yeah.
dude.
Dude, I was furious.
Yeah, and like, you know, I've had anger issues in the past as well.
Yeah.
Jokes. Like the last time
God
I got
damn.
you to admit your anger issues. No. But yeah, like actually you have grown in wisdom. You have grown in your capacity and ability to make well-rounded decisions.
And I'll tell you who I give this credit to
Who?
is I have a almost mentor figure.
Yeah.
Like, we're more friends than like mentor mentee.
Yeah.
But he's the type of guy who's been through a lot of hardships, super dark past, and he gives me great advice. He's the one who kind of told me that you need to embrace your emotions but also be level-headed at the same time, and that has actually kind of shaped me into the man I am today.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Shout out to your mate.
Yeah, shout out to that dude.
Awesome.
But yeah,
That's
and what about you? What's one thing you've grown in the last, let's say, 5 years when you were 20 years
Oh
old?
man.
Damn.
I think one thing that I've grown in over
Mhm.
the past 5 years
Yes.
is my confidence.
Hey.
And we are a work in progress.
Hey.
A work in progress.
Just like all things though, right?
Just like all things,
So
absolutely.
tell us about it, man.
If I could describe myself 5 years ago, well, not just 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
but if I could just describe myself in the past, I would say that I was a very insecure person, very low self-esteem. And I think I went through stages where I was very quiet and, you know, hiding in the shadows,
Yeah.
and then extremely loud. You know, when someone's insecure, sometimes it's disguised as pride or just loudness or
Yeah.
being the center of attention.
For sure.
So I've kind of gone through all these stages, and I feel like today I'm in a place where I'm a lot more comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm okay with being the quiet one in the room.
Yeah.
And not that I'm always confident when I'm quiet, and not that everyone who's loud is insecure. No way.
For sure.
No way. But I guess today the fact that I feel like I can have the quiet confidence, I feel really happy about that.
Yeah.
Just knowing that I don't change myself as much as I used to
Mhm.
please people and to fit into the shoes that I thought they wanted me to fit into.
For sure. I mean, that's why they call it progress,
Yeah.
is because it's ongoing, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you've even come to this point, I think is amazing.
Yeah, and I think for me to have grown in my confidence, a lot has happened, and I think I've received a lot of opportunities to really step out of my comfort zone to the point where it just stretched my capacity, and a lot of the things that I've had the opportunity to do and try and start, I don't think I ever could have imagined myself to do it, just because knowing me, I was a very, very shy, timid girl. Like I hated when people looked at me. I hated being on stage. I hated speaking. Like I had no voice and I was always hiding. But yeah, like I've had incredible people around me who have believed in me and pushed me a little, like, you know, lovingly pushed me and stretched my capacity. And
Yeah.
it was hard, but awesome.
Yeah. That's cool, bro. I think the thing with progress, like I said before, is it's ongoing.
Yes.
You know, so all the stuff that we talking about today is not in a way that, like, you know, we've mastered it or we've kind of reached some sort of benchmark with it at all.
Yeah,
You know,
no
all
way.
this stuff is just ongoing stuff, and I want you guys to remember that. And with that being said, I think it's time for our nugget of the day, which is
Hardship itself doesn't lead to progress.
uh-huh.
The way we choose to walk through it does.
True.
To a lot of you guys listening in right now, I might know you personally, I might not know you personally, but one thing I do know is that you've probably been through some really hard stuff.
True.
But number one, you're the boss.
What's number 2?
Number two, you got this.
True.
I just want to say that you are in it for something greater than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk through hard stuff, it might be easier to ignore the pain, avoid dealing with stuff, or even numb it.
True.
But I believe that there is leadership in you, And no matter what you've been through or no matter what you're going through, I believe that God can use the things that you've experienced to lead the generations to come.
For sure.
The pain that you've gone through,
Mm-hmm.
the mistakes you've made, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
wasted. It's never wasted. And the degree to which you're actually willing to embrace it rather than numb or avoid it will actually stretch your capacity to lead and love people on another level.
True. Thanks, Chloe, for that. I think this is a good time to wrap up our episode. Today we talked about ease, progress, hardship, how to deal with hardship, how to grow from hardship, and why ease could be so dangerous to our progress. It has been episode 8 of the 110 podcast. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and keep it 110.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening, guys. See you in our next episode.
Bye.
You the boss.